right center. That ball is gone into Monument Park.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the 31st episode of the Monument Park podcast. I'm Cole Weintraub.
And I'm Luke Profacci.
Since the last time we spoke, the New York Yankees have gone 6-4. And this year, 4 losses in a 10-game stretch has been a little out of the ordinary. And my friend over to my right and I were lucky enough to witness 2 of those losses, but we'll get to that later. A ton has gone on, and as always, we are here to talk about it. But before we jump into the fun, Luke, how are you doing?
I'm all right. The injuries we had no injuries all year. There would never be anything we'd have to talk about before the games. After the games, our only excitement was like who we were going to acquire at the deadline and whatnot. And now we lose like 3 bullpen arms. I don't even like 3 more hitters, 2 more hitters, like important hitters. We got Stanton, DJ, Chapman, Chad out for the year, Loizaga. Everyone's sick. Gallo's sick. Donaldson's sick.
Lost Heel.
Donaldson's doing other things. Heel's gone.
LeCastro.
LeCastro's coming back. I've seen him around. And another Britton's in the trop, so he may actually be like
Britton's throwing a bullpen. Soon. Boone thinks that he's going to be an option out of the pen. So
beautiful. I mean, we need those. We're calling up like David McKay's and like Manny Benuelos. Like we're short on arms.
Hey, don't go dissing my killer B. All right, he's wearing number 68.
But we have your guy. Like our lineup it's crazy right now. I mean,
he's just one of my guys. You just got to live with it. But
all right, yeah. But it's just like we went from no injuries to now a ton, and that's baseball in the regular season, especially in like late May, June, July. Like you just kind of get through the weeks and months. Each series you try to win, no matter who's out there. But yeah, we have a lot of holes now. It's different than it was the previous 40 games.
Yeah, and I feel with the New York Yankees, it like all happens at once. Like a week ago, like our team was just like full, long depth everywhere.
Perfect,
perfect, a big word, but yeah. Oh, damn near perfect. And no, not anymore. Not anymore. I mean, you look at the lineups that we're putting out there. Terrible. Like, no, like those can't win. Even if you're playing Baltimore, they can't.
Nah. Yeah, I mean, they did end up doing all right. But I'm looking at this first game. We're about to go over the first game of the Baltimore series. We won 6-2. Nice win. Stanton RBI double injured. Trevino 3-run bomb.
Awesome.
He's the MVP. But then our bullpen after Sevy, who went 6 innings, only gave up a solo home run, 7 strikeouts. Like he was perfect. Then it went Loizaga, Green, Chapman, all injured. Green's out for the year. Loizaga and Chapman are both out. I think Loizaga will probably be out a decent amount. He has a sore shoulder. I think he's a guy that just has to it's not the worst thing in the world, a little reset. He got off to a weird start and never really fully found it.
Yeah, he had the same injury last year. I don't know if you heard that, but he had the same injury in September last year. Boone said that it's not as severe. And usually like nuggets like that where it's like, oh, like it's not as severe. Like it happened last September. So it's something, hopefully it's not recurring and it's just going to kind of just stop after this. But, it happened recently. They kind of have a good idea of how to treat it. So hopefully just, 2 weeks, no throwing and just ramp back up. He'll be good to go. And he's not a starter, so he's not going to have to go and throw, tons of rehab innings. He might go.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll probably rehab in Somerset. Like I remember
2 outings or whatever. It won't be too serious. And then I think another thing on the injuries is we've had a lot of them, but Green is the only killer. Like he's done for the year. He blew out his arm. Healed too, but that's not.
I mean,
he didn't have a role yet. Like they're still trying to figure him out.
I know.
I don't know if he was a this year guy anyway.
Like he was pitching fine. Like it was all right. Like he had his weird games where people were just hitting his fastball. I just think he was just a victim of totally getting overused over the years. And like I was telling Luke the other day, he went from, invisible, like no one really knew what he was coming with, to visible, and everyone knew. Like Cameron Maben said it on the broadcast the other day, if a player that just retired hung up the spikes, he said that, you face Chad Green, you get geared up for the fastball. I mean, that's just what it was. It was common knowledge. And as a relief pitcher, that's not good. I like to say that relief pitchers are like kickers in the NFL. Like, they can be good for a couple of years and then just fall right off. And, Chad Green, his numbers are a little deceiving, but his stuff just isn't that dominant. And it doesn't really look like it also doesn't look like he's trying to throw anything different. It's just the same thing. And, it's upsetting because, Chad Green's pitched in 290 games with the New York Yankees and nobody else. And only 4 other pitchers have done that more than him in Yankee history. Like, this guy's been a Yankee, and it's kind of sad to see his tenure kind of end, because it's not like one of where it's like an Aaron Hicks kind of thing where Aaron Hicks is just playing terrible and you're just ready to write him off. Like, I wasn't ready to write off Chad Green. Like, he was pitching innings. Like, right now, I would love to have Chad Green in our bullpen for the, sole fact that, like, he'll go out there, pitch, he can go 2-3 innings, and
walk. That was my thing with him. He wouldn't walk. Like,
right.
Yeah, it's
he throws
fastball
strikes.
straight, which is like bad for
it's bad and good.
Most.
Right.
It means he's not going to throw a lot of balls. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the bottom line with these injuries is Stan's not long term, Chapman's not long term. They're all like negative MRIs or whatever. DJ got a cortisone shot. Like, we still have everything in front of us. Like, I'm not panicking.
And Chapman, his Achilles his Achilles is definitely injured, but it's like he's not right. And I was telling Luke the other day and we'll go into that game, but it looks like Chapman's role is getting a little tweaked. And for a guy who's been closing out ball games since 2012, it's might be a little shock to the system, a different mindset where all of a sudden he's not closing games. It's very weird. Like, you see it with setup men trying to close games. It's a different vibe. Like, sometimes setup men, like Loizaga, and this still might be in the cards, but we totally thought, hand him the keys after the year, and like Loizaga could go in next year and stink at closing, or he could just be really good. Mo is the setup man, I'm pretty sure, for John Wetland. Like, it just carries. It either goes really good or really bad. And I feel like it's the same when you're a closer and you're going into a different role. It's like you prep and then you're coming into a tie game, and, you could throw a scoreless inning and you don't win, so it's just different. So I don't know. I just can't trust. I just have no trust in Chapman. And I don't think I'm in the minority, saying that. I think he's done
He's a mess.
He's a mess, and he's done us wrong more often than not. And
our last, 2 of our last 3 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, it's
19 and 20, and then 17 on top of that.
Yeah. So it's nothing new with him. It's just disappointing. And like, you really want him to do good because you're paying him all that money. And, next year you won't be because he's off the books. Will we re-sign him? Who knows? I personally wouldn't unless he took less money, which he should.
Fastball's been 96 miles an hour.
It's just really weird. Some days he'll come out throwing triple digits. He has it. And then other days it's like he's intentionally throwing 5 miles an hour off his fastball. It's very odd. And the other day,
aiming it. It's like he's aiming it.
He's shot putting, and it's saying, I don't know, because his mechanics look the same. But you can just tell from the radar gun if Chapman has it or Chapman doesn't. And
I'm just done with him.
I'm kind of done with him as well.
I'm ready to move on. So much money. It's just time to go.
I want another, and I know we have other guys that we can just punch into the role, but like I just said, it's hard to just go from setup man to closer. I really want to make a run at some closer that's just done it for 6, 7, 8 years. I could throw out names all I want, but I mean, there are guys out there on teams that aren't very good We'll talk about potential bullpen arms. I don't know about this episode, but next. But man, I want someone to come in next year and really do the job, because I watching Chapman is maybe the most nerve-wracking thing out there.
It's a disaster. I'm numb to it because I just expect it to go wrong. We were at the game. He gave up the home run to AJ Pollock.
On the
I didn't
second
even
pitch.
flinch. I didn't even flinch.
Me neither.
Like
It's
it's
just-
just like, oh, that's how this ends. Okay, yeah, I've seen this story before. It's tough. It really is. But
Last
yeah,
year
he let up
tipped
a
me
run
over.
even in this game that I was talking about. The 6-2 win where everyone played great. We had Trevino, Rizzo, Donaldson all hit home runs, Stanton double, and then he comes in, gives up a bomb, and it's 6-1. It's all right. Like it doesn't matter, but he's at that point where he's just grooving it, and we can't have him keep doing that.
Yeah, like please don't do that. So yeah, we take 6-2. I know he just went on that, kind of tangent about the bullpen, but you need to talk about it. Like the bullpen
Yeah,
is something
there's
that's
so much changing right now.
right.
Everyone's hurt.
So much changing. And when it boils down to it, the bullpen is the most important part of your team in October, in my opinion. I don't know. Like if your lineup's clicking, I guess it's different for everybody, but I guess for the Yankees, like our downfall at the end is pretty much Chapman just blowing the game. And last time I checked, Chapman's pitching out of the bullpen. So we need, consistency and, got to figure that out because it's important. And there's a lot of moving parts this year right now, and there's going to be a lot of moving parts next year. So second game of the Baltimore series, May 17th. The first inning, you had Aaron Judge come up to the plate, line one right off the top of that left field wall in Baltimore. The wall to that point, no opposing player had hit a home run over that wall. I don't know if you knew that.
Last year, that ball's gone by 20 feet.
Yeah, no, that ball's into the seats at least 20 to 30 rows back. I mean, the ball was crushed. So Judge, he's rounding second, going for third. He gets hosed at third base. And obviously he's upset. He gets up and he's, punching the air. And I would be too, because it's like, why did this have to happen? Like we play a significant amount of games there to the point where it's like, that's annoying. Why did that happen? Like that's a big change.
We've been robbed like 4 times. I know 2 off the top of my head. Like this one, Stanton at least once, maybe twice.
Yep.
It's just annoying.
Very annoying. So, but he does knock in DJ to make it 1-0, which is good. Ramon Urias took Tyone deep in the second inning to tie it up. I remember joking around with Fluke that Ramon Urias was a Yankee killer earlier this year. I mean, wait till later in the episode when we talk about one of his Jimmy Jacks. Judge came back up in the third, and it was just another day in the office killing the O's, just a bird killer. And he went absolute ball don't lie big fly to break the tie, make it 2-1. Bottom of the fourth, Odor hit an Oscar Mayer baloney double left field. Nobody was out there. The shift, man. Odor, another guy we'll talk about later, just totally ruining our lives. So that made it second and third, nobody out. That Odor double, and Urias came up, hit a ball up the middle. Glaber just botched it. So now it's tied 2-2. Then Tyler Nevin came up, getting revenge for his father.
They never just lay down easy. They never.
They play they play
They never just
138% against us every single time.
Insane. It really is.
So he hits a sac fly. Now 3-2 Baltimore. Top of the fifth. Judge back up. Did you really think he was going to do anything else but homer? Nope. Judge ties it up at 3. There's a lot of lead changes in this game. Top 6, DJ came through with an RBI ground out with the bases loaded to break the 3-3 tie. They go up 4-3. After a leadoff 6th inning double to Mancini, JMO got pulled. This happened a lot last year where they would pitch him. They would pitch it. They would go with their starting pitcher, and then they'd wait until they would just give up an extra base hit in the following inning. And it was all right, we'll pull him now. Like that. It really, it's just why? Like, just pull him. It wouldn't have ever happened. Maybe it would have. Who knows? But he finishes his day 5+, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and I mean, I might
Plays
talk
every
about
time.
yes, I might
That's
talk about 5 innings, 3 runs till the day I call it quits. I mean,
Because
on.
it should be enough every time.
every time. I mean, you see it in this game. This game is the prime example of 5 innings, 3 runs, and winning the ball game. Because we
I
won.
wish we could just do it without Judge doing everything.
Yes, because then it's like we know that we have more people that contribute. So yeah, perfect start in my opinion. Michael King came in after that leadoff double and proceeded to strike out the side, which was, I mean, dude, sometimes that guy goes out there and he's just the most unhittable guy. And then sometimes he goes out there and he's the most hittable guy. So he's a box of chocolates.
I think he left his lucky socks in the Baltimore after this performance because I think he's been historically bad since that.
And then Odor put on his lucky socks, and we'll talk about that later. Odor's just on my mind, I guess. Shouldn't have ever gotten rid of him. We weren't even paying him. Yanks added another run in the 7th inning on a Urias error to go up 5-3, and that would prove to be a big insurance run. Because after King did his thing, 3 innings, no hits, no runs, 6 strikeouts, we handed the ball to our guy, Aroldis Chapman. They got the first 2 guys out. So, 5-3, 2 outs, nobody on. Tyler Nevin comes up, 2-out single, getting a little nervous, but you're fine. You're still up. Then Chirinos comes up, works the at-bat of his life, pinch hit single. So now it's runners on, 2 guys on. RBI double to Ryan McKenna, the guy who always comes in to pinch run. Now he's hitting RBI doubles off our closer that we're paying, $17 million. So now it's 5-4. And now Cedric the Entertainer Mullins is coming up. Not good. But Chapman does have his number, and it proved in this at-bat. Mullins pops out. We win 5-4. I mean, I'm sitting in Las Vegas, Caesars, watching the game, and I was very nervous because, I felt like we had the game in our hands the whole. Even when the Orioles had the lead, I felt like we were going to win, and then all of a sudden, I thought we were just going to lose. So
I was like, no way.
Like, this can't happen, right?
Yeah,
right.
Was last year, that's one of those losses we look back on, like the Jared Walsh Grand Slam,
where you just have the game the whole time.
Like, oh my God, we actually lost that game. But yeah, no, I mean,
snap,
got it done, I guess.
It's just like a snap of the finger sometimes where it's just like you win, then you just lose. And then, like, I don't even have to say much about this May 18th game. I mean, we won 3-2, and all of our runs were scored the first. Gleyber Torres RBI double, and then we had a 2-run wild pitch where the ball gets away. Josh Donaldson scores. Gleyber comes around. The catcher runs over to like pick up the, I guess, errant pitch, and he runs over and he just kind of, I don't know if it was Chirinos or I don't know if it was Chirinos, but he kind of just threw it. Like, he didn't even like try to like throw to anybody. He kind of just threw it. It was like a quarterback like thrown out of a sack. Like, he just kind of threw it over there.
Gleyber, he always finds himself in these situations where he's just like scoring from second on like a ground out or a wild pitch. Things just happen.
He's heads up.
Yeah, exactly. It's
just not in the field.
No, not as in the field. But yeah, this game.
I mean, yeah, Garrett Cole, 7 innings, 2 runs. And then you just go to your guy, Clay Holmes, for a 2-inning save because you can't trust Chapman and he just pitched the day before. And you win the game. And that's it.
It was nice to clinch the series on this.
I mean,
when you go up 2-0
at least the
and
split.
then you lose the third. This was the third game, right?
Second.
Yeah. No.
Wait.
Third.
You're right. Sorry. Yeah, you win the series then.
Yeah. Like when you go up 2-0 and then you lose the third one, there's always that creep. Like, it creeps in the back of your head where it's like, we could just split this after winning the first 2. Not a good feeling. So it's definitely good to go up 3-0 because you kind of know the last game, day game, kind of weird. I didn't feel awesome about it. I kind of slept in, to be honest. I missed the
You
beginning.
know, I saw the pitching matchup. I saw Montgomery versus Zimmerman. Zimmerman always gives us a hard time. We never score for Montgomery. That in itself gave me a bad feeling about it, but go for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I woke up, I was kind of tuning in, tuning out, and through 5.5 innings, we're up 5-3. It's oh my God, we got Stanton. He got robbed by the wall, went up 2-0, hit it off the monster or whatever. There's gonna be a nickname for that wall eventually, I think, because it's so
The
weird.
unnecessary wall.
Whatever, something like that. Exactly. 2-0 should have been 3, but whatever. And then Monty gave up 3 runs, so it's like, all right, here it comes. We're gonna pull away. They're gonna pull away. We're gonna lose 6-3, and it's gonna be fine. Whatever. Then Stanton finally got that wall, hit one over, wrapped it right around the pole. 3-3. Then we get to the top 6. We get some runners on, and IKF it strokes one of the outfield, 2 RBI single. When his stroke is on and he's hitting line drives for base hits, he's fun to watch.
He's got a pretty swing. Just can't hit a home run.
Yeah.
It's really grinding my gears.
It is, I can tell. You need to see him pop one. But then Miguel Castro comes in the bottom of the 6th. It was such a weird inning. He gave up a leadoff hit, then got the guy to 2 strikes, and then catcher's interference. And it's like, Higgy, man, you're hitting 150. You can't have a catcher's interference right now.
Most pass balls in the game. Like, why is Higashioka playing at all? Like, even he was Garrett Cole's PC, personal catcher, and Trevino just catches every Garrett Cole start. So why does Higashioka ever see the field?
And Miguel Castro isn't established enough to recover from a 2-strike catcher's interference with already a runner on. He just lost control, walked the next guy. Then they took him out. In comes Chad Green, give up an RBI hit, and then blew out his arm. Bad way to go out in Baltimore in May.
In a contract year.
In a contract year. I mean, we just burned him. Sucks. Not going to get paid what he deserves. It's unfortunate. And then Loaiza got to come in, walk.
We're gonna pay him 2 years, $6 million, and then he's gonna come back and pitch the second year.
If I was him, there's no way I would come back after how we burned into the ground.
What he's already burned. He might as well just come back.
I don't. He'll do a Canely thing. He'll go
building a family in New York. He's
we'll
staying.
See.
He's not going anywhere.
But then Loaiza comes in, walks 2. Like we said, he just hasn't had a weird start and hasn't really gotten going. But then he struck out Mancini to end the inning. And then Wandy, he gives us 2 scoreless, gets us to the 9th. And it's like, oh wait, we still have a shot. Top of the 9th coming up. IKF good at bat, leadoff, stole. Donaldson struck out, which was unfortunate, but he needs to not do that in big spots. Kind of bothers me. But it gave us a shot with DJ, who hit a little bloop single right in front of Santander to tie the game. And then back-to-back walks. And then Santander comes in and just ices the game.
Are we gonna? I mean, what about Stanton's line out to center field against Felix Bautista in the prior inning?
I thought that was in the gap.
I did too. It looked like he turned on it, and the ball. I think he got it right off. He turned on it, but he got it off the end of the barrel, and it just went straight to center.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, they walked Judge and Gallo.
And Gallo, I thought the inning was over with Gallo, and then he walks, and then Stanton's coming up, and I was like, I mean, he's gonna get hit.
One thing that doesn't kind of flies under the radar is there was a play where we had an opportunity to get an out at first to end a rally, and it was DJ at first because Rizzo got thrown out of the game after having some horrible low calls on him. There was 2 just below the knees, clearly, easily outside of the strike zone. And then the next at bat, the same pitch, calls a ball. You hear Rizzo from the dugout, he's like, same pitch, and the guy tossed him. I'm so tired of the look at me umpires. It ended up costing us too because it was kind of an easy scoop, and DJ's just not equipped to play first base.
It's weird because when DJ came over in 2019, he could have won a Gold Glove at first, second, and third. And I didn't think you could like lose a step, or I guess you just take a little bit of a step down. But
Just
DJ just
rust.
isn't the same first baseman. Like
He's just
I,
rusty. He
he
doesn't
could
work
still
at
play
his
third.
third position.
Yeah, right. It's third position. And he's like 33, 34. I mean, he could still play a very good third base, and I'm not gonna knock him for third, but like, dude, sometimes at first base he's an adventure. Like, dude, remember the playoff game where he just dropped the pop up? Like, he does weird
He,
stuff over there.
I
Might be the
think,
glove.
if we gave him an off season where it's like you're going to be the first baseman next year, I think he'd be fine.
That's coming up in the next
Yeah.
year or two.
Definitely, probably two, maybe next year. Honestly,
Maybe
we'll
it's
see.
possible.
Got time.
But like you
yeah,
said, back-to-back walks from Litke, and you're just like, this game's over, right?
it's unfortunate because it could have been a punt game, and we ended up using our entire bullpen, which didn't prove to be too detrimental. Like the bullpen wasn't why we lost any of the White Sox games, but just the way we lost was a bummer, having everyone get hurt and stuff. And we went into Chicago Chicago came to us for a very controversial series, I would say.
Controversial indeed. So first things first, May 20th, we got rained out. 5:20 rain out. And you're thinking about it, it's like, Yankees got to play all these games in these, what was it, like 23 days and 23 games. A rainout's not that bad. Think about it. Like, yeah.
That was good. We needed everyone to get a day.
Right. And the pitching matchups got moved around a little bit, and I'm pretty sure it was originally Cortez versus Cueto. And you might think to yourself, damn, I wish it was Cortez versus Cueto, because that just feels like, we had the true advantage. Nestor's on the mound, like, we're good. Get to that a little later. But you have to play the doubleheader on Sunday. So it's like, all right, Saturday win with Nestor on the mound and Keuchel pitching. Then you just get your classic split on the Sunday doubleheader. You take 2 out of 3, you move on to the next series, you win the series. It's like 10 straight series, and it's all good and right. Well, this one looked good. And, I was thinking about this before the game, and, we just played the White Sox, and the White Sox have Abreu and Moncada and Robert and Grandal and Anders, like all these guys, all these really established veteran hitters. Maybe not Robert, but, has been their best hitter this year, second best hitter this year. They kill left-handed pitching in general. So, Nestor's on the mound, and you're thinking, if there's going to be a game, because they just saw him less than a week before, if there's going to be a game where Nestor implodes, it's going to be this one, because they just saw Nestor, and they're very talented. All right-handed. They could build a Vaughn lineup and then just stack it to the Lurie Garcia, all those guys, Josh Harrison, just righty, switch, batting right, blah, blah, blah. So, I thought Nestor was going to implode, and
it was going to be tough. It was probably his biggest test of the year when you account for them just seeing him and whatnot.
And he really didn't. He really just did not. He just did not really implode. He didn't implode whatsoever. He actually gave me my favorite line in baseball. But to go into the game, second inning, huge for the Yankees. Had an IKF single, the runners on first and second, 1 out, run scores. Then it's 2 on, 2 out, and Aaron Hicks is coming up to the plate. And to that point, Yankee fans were just getting on Hicks. Well-deserved, but they're getting on Hicks. Hicks is coming up. You hear the boos. He's getting up there. Keuchel, and he's coming up there right-handed, so he's semi-capable. Maybe not. Sort of, maybe. Goes up there. Keuchel wants nothing to do with Aaron Hicks. He puts him on. He's the coldest hitter in baseball, to my knowledge. And he walks him to load the bases. And so DJ LeMahieu, and it's kind of like something that reminded me of Jeter. I mean, I used to say that LeMahieu was the best hitter the Yankees have had since Jeter. Wish it would just stay true, but it doesn't really look like it. DJ comes up and he hits a porch job grand slam. It was just so perfect because it was like, if you know the scenario, they just walked Aaron Hicks. Let me just hit a home run, make them regret that decision. And I mean, he hit it 96 miles an hour. I don't know if you can hit a home run any softer.
The porch, really, I like when someone hits a bomb, I'll still get excited. But you see someone, especially a right-hander, just inside out one. It's like, oh, that's a home run. And he hit it. And I was like, oh, that's just a home run. And I didn't fully, like, the bases were loaded.
Yeah.
Like, it's really big. And it wouldn't, like, just pitch to Aaron Hicks. It didn't feel, the whole thing didn't feel real.
It
Because it was a Hicks walk
yeah.
and then like a pop-up.
It felt too good to be true.
Knockout. It really was.
It felt too good to be true. I got out of my seat and I'm just screaming at the television. So happy because let's not forget, like we always talk about Montgomery. I'm pretty sure it was like top 5 in the American League. Montgomery was 3rd in terms of run support. Maybe it was the league. Nestor was 5th in terms of just lowest run support. So just right there, we get 2nd inning, 5 runs for Nestor. Like, we should be fine. Like, yeah, they just saw him, but we just got a 5-run lead. Like, we should be all right. And, you know, one thing about the short porch before we jump into the following half inning, the Yanks have been playing with this short porch forever. So to call it a little league, like that's ridiculous. Like these dimensions have been the same forever. So I don't really get this constant, like all of a sudden, like, ooh, like in the 90s, like, I don't think people were like
Twitter account that shows you where it's a home run.
Right. Like what it dom, like that's the account, that Twitter account, like really raised it as an issue where it's just not, because where were the complaints 20 years ago? Maybe there were. I wasn't alive to hear about it.
Probably was, but
there probably was, but dude, like there are other
has a tower in left field and it's like 200 feet away.
And I know you don't love
right field corner. Like there's a lot, there's quirky arena, like stadiums. It's how it is.
And I know you don't love advanced statistics, but there's something called like park factor, like ballpark factor. And the Yankee Stadium is like 17th in terms of just like home runs. Like it's not that hitter friendly. It's just down the line. Like they're short. Try hitting it to left center field. Have fun. Shout out Luke Voigt.
Shout out Trevino. Crushed one the other day. That was shocking. He almost put it over the bullpen.
All right. He hit it. It cleared the wall.
It was a bomb.
Okay. It was a bomb. No, I'm not taking that away from him. But to say it almost cleared the bullpen. Come on. That's
the fact that it even got to the bullpen is crazy for him.
Yeah. No, 100%. All right. So this like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th inning, I'm not really sure when it all kind of happened, but we'll talk about this first. Nestor got 2 outs. He got the first out, leadoff man Harrison. Then Anderson comes up, like dribbler to Rizzo, but he's like shifted over, tries to like throw it to Nestor. Anderson beat him by a hair. And it was just truly like the game of inches, just that much. So, 2 guys get on, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2020 fake MVP, Jose Abreu's up. Nestor throws an inside cutter. And it was almost like Jose Abreu was like that. He sold out on that pitch completely. And I'm watching the game and right, we were talking about, it was so too good to be true with the DJ home run. Nestor gets no run support. All of a sudden he does. And then Jose Abreu just turns on a ball.
Pitch for the lead. Doesn't know how to pitch with a big lead.
I guess not. No, he only knows how to be perfect with no lead. And Abreu just hits a home run. And it's like, okay, so now it's 5-3. It's like we just scored 2 runs the prior inning. And, it's one pitch. It's one pitch. And it's a pitch that in the game before the 8-inning performance against Chicago when Adam Engel took him deep. I don't know where Adam Engel's offense came from, but he's a terrible hitter and he's just been murdering us this year. But that cutter, if you're sitting on that pitch, it's kind of easy to hit. I mean, it's 88. You just turn your hands and you're
through 13 innings against the White Sox, he made 2 bad cutters, pitched 2 bad cutters.
And that's not easy.
What happened?
I mean, cutters are, there's a lot of room for error, especially with how herky jerky he can be sometimes. Like, that's impressive. So, you know, Nestor settled down after the bumpy third inning that only resulted because of one pitch and because Nestor didn't get to the base in time. Goes 5 innings, 3 runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Like, perfect. Like, fine. If we score runs, we already scored the 5 runs. There it is. Perfect. Now, something else happened in this inning span. And speaking of Tim Anderson, I think it would be right to talk about the situation between him and Donaldson. As you may have heard from a birdie, Donaldson referred to Tim Anderson as Jackie Robinson. And Donaldson came out in the postgame and said it was, you know, regarding a 2019 Tim Anderson reference in an interview, Sports Illustrated interview, where he said he wanted to be the next Jackie Robinson. All right. So then Donaldson said that they joked about that exact remark in 2019 when Donaldson was on the Braves. Obviously, Anderson's still on the White Sox. Here he won the batting title. Very successful. It's probably why I got the interview with Sports Illustrated. Anderson recently came out, said they weren't joking, and that Anderson told Donaldson that he didn't want to talk to him ever again. So from the outside looking in, it's clear that Donaldson was trying to get under Tim Anderson's skin. And you can look at the last game. And I think a lot of people initially were thinking, you know, what's going on with this? Like, Donaldson pushed Anderson off the base last game. Is it because of that? The bench is cleared last time. Why wouldn't they clear this time? And it looked like they kind of, you know, fixed it between each other the last time. So it was a little weird. Kind of didn't really understand why. So it wasn't because of that. Obviously, we heard what Donaldson said. So the bench is cleared actually twice in this game. You had Anderson and Donaldson going at it, an interaction, and then Grandal got into JD's face before he stepped into the box, and a later plate appearance. And personally, I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I think what Donaldson said was slightly out of pocket. It was out of pocket. It came kind of out of left field. It didn't need to be said. It really did. Like, it just was not necessary. And I believe like Anderson's reaction in 2019 has been a little misinterpreted. Some say it's a joke. Some say it wasn't. So it's like, who do we believe? But you know, I don't think the reaction that from 2019, I don't think anyone would have thought, and who knows, that it would like escalated into something involving racism. And like, here it was. And that's just how it's been looked at. And, you know, it very well could be. And, you know, Donaldson got suspended a game by Major League Baseball. And hopefully that put it to bed. Hopefully we don't see anything involving that, something like that ever again for any player on any team. Just like, no more. Donaldson apologized to Anderson's family. Let's just move on. Sorry it happened. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he was definitely just trying to get under his skin. He was definitely just making fun of the fact that Tim Anderson said that he like views himself as today's Jackie Robinson or whatever. It's hard to like, we can't say for sure, but
Yeah, we don't know.
My view of it was it came off more harmful than anyone meant it to be. And it's at the end of the day, there was some drama and Donaldson got suspended a game and apologized. And that should be the end of it, in my opinion.
As long, yeah, no, we're not going to have to see the White Sox again this season. So,
yeah, no.
But hey, I mean, if this never had happened, we might be looking at a different result in this series. I don't know.
And that
Well,
game was already over.
All right, touche. In the fourth inning, Josh Donaldson, I think this is right before it happened, hit an RBI ground out to extend the Yankee lead to 6-3. Fast forward to the sixth inning, Michael King just did not have it. Talked about it in that Baltimore game. Michael King came into this game, gave up 3 doubles.
It's crazy.
3 doubles.
Night and day with that guy.
Leury Garcia RBI double. Josh Harrison RBI double. Cut the Yankee lead to 1. All of a sudden, the Yanks are only up 1 run, even less than they were up after Nestor gave up that home run when we were all nervous. Yanks got a big insurance run from Anthony Rizzo, who has just been asleep, which made it 7-5. So that's a big insurance run.
Yeah, he's just having good at bats and then not closing it.
Yeah.
Like you can tell he still takes pitches the same. He'll still foul stuff off. He's not chasing anything crazy for the most part.
Yep.
He'll do a job once in a while, like in this, like a sac fly. He's just off. He's just struggling. It's just something that has to end eventually, which is
right.
family.
And after King struggled, we pieced together the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. Loizaga gave up a hit, but he ended up striking out the side. That was big. You had a weird play where it was like they called him out on the field, reviewed it, called him safe, but he struck out the side. His stuff looked really good, and I thought he was kind of turning a page in that game. Sadly, it didn't really
just been
end up like that. Inconsistent.
But the stuff's still there. He's striking out the side. Like the stuff's still there.
Yep. And
he's gonna matter for us down the stretch. I really do believe so.
Yep. So Castro came in to pitch the 8th, got 2 outs, got in a little trouble. So something I like Aaron Boone doing this year is utilize, and you can't use this with Chapman, but going to someone new that's kind of somewhat proved that they can potentially pitch in that role. Clay Holmes, who's been fantastic. He comes in for a 4-out save. I don't remember the last time the Yanks got a 4-out save from somebody that where it was like a set 4-out save. It wasn't like you'll see, if you pitch the last 3 innings of the game, I think there's a rule that if you pitch the last 3 innings of the game, you get the save. I think regardless of the lead, I think that's kind of how it works. No, but this was like a planned 4-out save. Holmes comes in. Clay Holmes is absurd. I absolutely love watching this guy pitch. His demon sinker, as Jack Curry calls it, might be one of the best pitches I've ever seen. I mean, with his repertoire, he's gained my full trust. How could you not trust in that pitch? He commands it so well. And I could truly see him becoming next year's closer if, Loizaga isn't what we want and they don't hold on to Chapman. I think Clay Holmes has kind of solidified himself because of all these injuries in a role where it's he really could become the closer. I don't know. What do you think?
There are pitchers where they have a good stretch or two, maybe even a good year or two, but their stuff, their pitch mix, how they throw is you can figure it out.
Yep.
I don't think you can figure this pitch out.
Nope.
It just has so much run where you have to know where it's going, when it's coming, and what count it's coming. You have to know everything going into it. You just have to sell out for a spot. And that's not going to happen consistently. I mean, someone might close their eyes, say a prayer, and hit a bomb once in a while. Haven't seen it yet. I don't think, as long as he keeps throwing strikes, I really don't see how he gets figured out. So I mean, yeah, if we were doing trust rankings in the bullpen, obviously he's one right now because everybody's hurt. But with everybody
he's
healthy,
one. No.
Yeah,
he's one.
Even
he's one.
with everybody healthy and
he's
right,
one.
I would take this over last year's Loizaga even. He's he can't. They haven't scored. He's gonna be important, man. He's just unreal.
You're gonna see something I don't know if you knew this, but Loizaga led. I heard this on Michael K show. He led all relief pitchers in WAR last year. I think you're going to see a similar thing with.
He's gonna run. He's gonna give him a run for his money with that.
You're
WAR
going to
number.
see a similar thing with Holmes here, because it's like, they're losing all these guys. Like, he's going to step in and he's going to win them games. Otherwise, they probably would not win. And, with him, it's like, I'm annoyed that I didn't have this conversation with you in the offseason, because it was like, now looking back on it, it was just so genius. Maybe not genius, but like, it looks really good now. I was on the phone with my dad preseason. We're talking about like how relievers, they have good numbers one year and then they just won't get signed the next year. It's like, why? Well, it was all about stuff. And I brought it to my dad. I was like, Clay Holmes, like, I'm very I don't see how you could have that kind of stuff, like the stuff he has, and get hit hard. Like, you physically can't get hit.
It's not possible.
I said to him that if he can't find the strike zone, he'll be one of the worst relievers in baseball. But if he can, he'll be one of the best. And it's just, you can't, it's just undisputable. Indisputable, whatever. He is just awesome. He's awesome. And I'm so glad that we didn't have any hope in these really weird minor league infielders like Diego Castillo and Hoy Park. Good minor league players, don't get me wrong, but I don't really see futures for those guys in the big leagues. Maybe, I don't know. But Clay Holmes makes no money and he could be our closer next year. I know I said I wanted like this big, great closer, but if that doesn't happen, I'm totally fine with that. Like, it's perfect. And, we get this win and it's, we win 7-5, and you just get a great start. You get a solid start from next year. You're looking back on it. It's like, all right, the Donaldson happens. Like, it's like, all right, that's not great. Cause they're going to come firing at us the next day. And, well, like I said before, you take the Saturday game, you're going to get the classic split in the doubleheader. Sounds easy, right, Luke?
Especially when your starting pitchers combined for 14 innings of 1-run ball combined.
Like, if you had told me that when we were driving to the stadium or driving to Secaucus, that we were at this game, if you haven't guessed.
Both of them.
Sorry. We were at the stadium that day. If you had told me on our way to Secaucus that we were going to get 13 or 14 innings from our starting pitching, 1 run, I was like, we might win both. We
will win both.
We might win both. No, we might.
Neither.
We won neither. So let's talk about this briefly, because I don't want to get worked up.
Very briefly. Game 1, Tyone Doubt gave us every chance in the world to win the game. We didn't do anything until the bottom of the 8th. He had 2 hits, and then he got picked off at second base to kill a rally. That may have been the hardest I laughed all day. That was very funny.
So I'm watching it happen, and I see like he just gets picked off, and I'm like, my like first reaction when something like that happens, where it's like, I'm not gonna get mad at it because I just kind of expect it. I just like kind of just freeze, and I just kind of sit there, and I just like stare through whatever happened. And Luke's just like next to me, just like chuckling up and down. And I'm like, all right, I guess I got to start laughing now. So
it was so funny, man.
It's like we said this about Gallo in like the first episode of the new year. It's like, if you're gonna do something right, at least don't mess it up. Like, come on, Aaron Hicks.
Exactly. I remember, if Gallo's gonna get 1 hit every 10 days, he can't get thrown out on the bases. Like, it's such the same thing. He was having a good game. He had 2 hits,
and he hit him the other way. He hit him against the shit. Okay. They were perfect.
Game one, we were hitting the ball good. Donaldson got robbed twice. We got picked off on the bases twice. It was kind of a weird game. We just couldn't score. Judge hit a moonshot to tie the game.
Oh my God. Like, if that hadn't happened, that would have been literally the most miserable day. Because it was
fun.
Like, when Judge hit that home run, I was like, oh my God. Like, we're in this. That's off Graven. That's our best reliever. We were talking about that. Like, Judge is having a 2007 Alex Rodriguez season where
Having a
he's just the best hitter.
2017 Aaron Judge season, except
Well,
better.
Except he's not going to strike out 200 times, and he's not only going to hit 280. He's going to hit like close to 300, and he might hit more than 54 home runs or 52 home runs, whatever he hit. 52.
Yeah, he'll do that without the strikeouts. But
He'll do it without the strikeouts.
Something every game.
What?
He's doing something every game.
He's doing something every game.
Good.
And the
He's the
sad
MVP
thing
right
is,
now.
like, well, maybe it's not a sad thing because I just said he's going to have a 2007 A-Rod year. So I guess he's just going to be good the whole year. But it's like, I don't know, like, guys got to go through a slump once in a while. And I guess when Judge slumps, we're just going to lose every game because he's just like our only contributor lately.
That's going to be a problem if he ever, like.
But I mean, the ball he hit in this series was in the second. He hit it, and I didn't even watch where the ball landed. I just turned around and I just faced the fans. I just love doing that because I just love seeing everyone's like reaction because no one else is going to do that. So I just turn around. I just see the love and joy. Like everyone's crying. Everyone's happy.
I wish I could give you my reaction. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great one. But no, Chapman came in a non-save and blew the game before I even like knew what was happening.
I knew AJ Pollock was going to get us once when we were there. And then like
good location, but it was 95.
95. Like, I mean, if you were like, all right, Cole, 95's coming, like just turn on it. Or I might turn on it, might foul it off. I'm not gonna hit it out.
Hit such a bloop single. It's not even funny.
I mean, I might roll, but like no, like the fact that it's like if you think fastball in 95 is like you're hitting in slow motion. Like it's like the ball's coming in slow motion because it's just like bam, there it is. And there it was. I mean, it was like a Band-Aid rip. It was like, you know, like you had your Band-Aid on, you're like, you cut yourself like on the concrete and you go, it's off. It's done. Game's over.
It was just one of those where it's like, all right, we're going to lose now. Before we were going to win, and now we're going to lose.
Like we could have worked the best rally ever in the ninth inning, but now that this happened, it's done.
Yeah, and it went to 3-1, and then nothing happened. Yeah, no, it was done.
Done. So I don't know.
That's all.
And then it's just like we wait until the second game. Like, like we might win the second one. Like all we have to do is just win the second one, right?
In between games, Cole and I were keeping close tabs on the Rays-Orioles game. Because it was like if the Orioles won, we'd only drop half a game.
Oh yeah, worst case scenario.
Yeah, no, that I was happy when that happened.
And Rugi got his second walk-off in I don't know if it was in many days or no, it was in 3 days. Second walk-off in 3 days against the Orioles or the Rays, who the Orioles hadn't beat in 15 games in a row. And they beat them, Odor walk-off, they lose, and then Odor another walk-off. So, I mean, Rugi's just bringing it to the table.
He had a great time. He did us great. Well, he bit us later, but he did great for us with that Rays series.
Yep. So
but yeah, you knew we were losing this game. Let's be honest.
No, I didn't. I didn't know they were going to put out a lineup with Estevan Florial hitting sixth and then IKF, Rob Brantley, and Marwin to round it out. Like, no, like that lineup was maybe the worst lineup I've seen since like Chris Gittens, Trey Ambergy, and Hoy Park and Greg Allen. Like that was a pretty similar bottom four. And I'm sorry, IKF, but you're getting thrown in that mix because he can't hit the ball.
That's harsh.
Harsh. I mean, IKF's talking on Greg Allen level. I mean, Greg Allen was a stud. Let's not forget.
I don't think IKF has a 600 OPS.
No, it's in the mid six. I think it's mid six.
I don't think it is. I think it's low.
All right, I believe you.
Hit extra base hits.
He doesn't. He just hits singles, and that's fine if he just does that. But you know, we walk around the stadium. We're looking for food, a little sausage and peppers. The bun tastes like it was sitting there for 12 days. Probably was. It is what it is. Happens. Get back to the seats. And it's like, all right, you're going to hit now? Like, how about now?
No.
How about now? How about now? You guys just didn't hit the ball. And Kopech's in there. And ever since that 3-run inning where he walked like everybody and their mother, he comes in and he just doesn't give up like another hit or run against the Yankees. So we didn't hit, but Sevy had one of those nights where he was battling against himself. So like you look at the box score and he was like, oh, great outing. It's even better when he gets like a leadoff man on every single inning, pitches in and out of traffic every inning, and pitches 6 or 7 scoreless
He thrives
innings.
in chaos. It's just how he's always been.
Yeah.
Thrives in a chaotic situation.
So he gets the ball to the bullpen. It's 0-0. They have keep in mind, Severino gave 7 or 8 hits. I hinted at it with all these, 7 or 8 hits and no runs. Like they didn't score a single run. Got to the point where they were at 10 hits and they didn't have a run, and we had 1 on Rob Brantley's base hit to left field. I mean, come on. If you had told me that we weren't going to get a hit until the 6th inning and Rob Brantley was going to break up the no-hitter, I would have said, sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Perfacci, we got to go. We got to go.
That would have been, yeah.
I mean, Rob Brantley broke up the no-no.
We were just sitting around all day waiting for Tim Anderson to put the knife in it. And
well, because Tim Anderson didn't play in the first one and Donaldson didn't play in the second one. They asked Boone after the game. It was like, was that done on purpose? No.
Such a dumb question.
Baloney.
Don't even ask the question.
Don't even ask the question.
I know you're looking for the quote, but it's so obvious that it was yes, and it's so obvious they're not going to say yes.
Yeah. So Anderson sits the second game. We see him in the starting lineup. We were surprised he didn't play in the first, and we still lost the first, which was even worse. Luis Garcia was hitting second in the first game. Dude. So second game, Loaiza comes in, does not have it. Gavin Sheets, Luke may have said Gavin Sheets' name 38 times after this happened, when he hit a soft roller and it kicked up on the bag.
His bat, and it was right. It just danced up the third. It was against a shift. And Loaiza was looking fine at this point. 1 out, runner on first. He breaks his bat, completely shatters it, and it rolled up the third base line, just nowhere near where he was even It was out of the strike zone. He just golfed it and broke his bat and hit a little dribbler, and it hit the third base. It hit third base and rolled into left field for a double. I can't lose like that. I can lose with Chapman giving up a home run, because I've done it before.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we can't lose like that. But we were gonna lose anyway because we weren't gonna get a hit.
I don't know. They used all their good bullpen arms in game 1. That's what I was kept.
They only pitched 1 inning apiece, though. They could have gone.
You're not gonna throw them again in the same day. I don't think they do that.
Maybe not.
That's where I was like, all right, the doubleheader. We lost the first game, but they used everybody. Let's go.
So we didn't. You didn't know we were going to lose.
No, I thought we had we had that advantage, and then the vibes were just bad. But we had that advantage, and we couldn't utilize it, and then we just nothing.
So Loaiza gives up, I think, 2 runs. Yeah, 2 runs. They get the ball to Castro, and at that point, it's 2-0. And Tim Anderson's coming to the plate, and he was leading off the game, and I said it to Luke, said the guy behind me that was a White Sox fan that was just in our ear the whole day, which was not fun because he was there, we were there the whole time.
Good guy though.
And TA, man, hits a ball to the warning track in his first at bat. We were like, oh my God, we thought that was leaving. And then when we're not really thinking about it, we're just mad that we're losing. 2 men on, Tim Anderson's up, Sunday Night Baseball. The balls are somewhat juiced. Didn't matter because we weren't hitting them, but might matter for him because he actually puts the bat on the ball. 3-run jack, 5-0. And then we're like, you know what? We're gonna leave. I saw Tim Anderson gave me one of these. He actually did it to me. He actually looked me in the face. He did one of these, even though I didn't boo him. So thanks, Tim. But all right, we'll see you guys later.
We'll just leave now.
Yeah, we'll just left.
All right, yeah. So we lost the series. We were gonna lose a series eventually. We weren't just gonna win every series forever.
We were gonna run into a 2-game series where it was we were split, and then it's just
Don't we have one against?
No,
we
we
already had one.
pretty sure we won both.
Against the Blue Jays. We already had one.
Yep, we won
Oh
both.
no, we have coming out of the All-Star break. We have a doubleheader against Houston. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's right.
Trouble.
Yep.
That could be trouble.
So it's like, all right, let's move on to the O's series. Then you're like, oh my God, the O's are the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah, they just took care of the Rays for us, but now we got to play them. And Judge had another 2-homer day.
It's like this guy can't be stopped, right?
No, he's crazy.
Until Garrett Cole stops on him, man. That's who's going to stop him.
Yeah, I mean, Judge hit a shot to make it 1-0. Trevino hit a single to make it 2-0. He's the man. And then Garrett Cole just gives up like 6 hits in a row. And it's like, dude, you got to figure something else out. And he battled through. Like, he finished, I think he went into the 8th inning. Maybe even completed
7, I think.
7, regardless. But he gave up the lead then, and then Judge tied it. And then the first batter after the inning, Judge tied it. He gave up a home run.
No, dude, he got 2 outs, and then he gave up the home run.
Oh.
Dude, it was even worse.
Like he couldn't close the inning after we would score. And
right.
You have to do that.
It was like we were just like
not bad for the 5-starter, but like
it was like we were trying to dig out of the mud, and then the mud just kept falling back on us. You know, like you couldn't do anything. Judge just did it all, and you know, you had Stanton come up with runners on. Felix Bautista comes in the game. I don't know. We can't score a run off this guy. Comes in, strikes out Stanton, inning over. You know, so
yeah,
they left Jordan. All right. I've had enough of this Jordan Lyles character. This guy in one of the Oriole games on the road went like 100 pitches. This game, he throws 115. Why are we letting this guy throw all these pitches? And I get it. Like, we scored 4 runs. Big deal. We should be scoring 8 against this guy. This guy's not any good. And he pitches his. How many Garrett Cole, Jordan Lyle games have there been in the last 2 years? There's been at least 4. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Battle of the 5-starters. Most expensive 5th starter I've ever seen.
Ever.
Yeah, ever. I mean, he's the highest.
I mean, dude, don't even get me started.
You just can't. Like, you can't. Coming off losing 3 out of 4, you're Garrett Cole. It's the Orioles. You have to throw 7 innings, 1 run. You have
or 2 or 3, but
no, not even.
I'll take 7. No, because
we can't do 3. You can't be giving up 3 runs when we're losing games. You have to be the stopper.
Hottest team in baseball.
Not Garrett Cole. He can't be giving up 3, and he's giving up 5.
Well, no. This Garrett Cole can give up 3 runs.
No.
No.
We pay him so much.
No, I get that part. No. This guy is not that good, so he needs to give us 7 innings, 3 runs.
No, and I'm still gonna get mad at it.
I will too. I'll get just as mad, but it's
so he can't do it. He just needs to be better.
I don't know. If he can't do it against the O's, Luke, I don't know what to say. Like, he's just not gonna do it.
It's never gonna happen.
It's just never gonna happen. He's not any good. He's just going to be our team forever. Like, this guy's going to be a Yankee until I'm what? Like, what? We sign him in 20, so 9.
This is crazy, man.
I'm going to be like 25 years old before this guy's done. 24, 25. It's going to be.
I think it's more than that, dude.
It might be.
Dude, wasn't he like 10 years?
I'm going to have a job. Like, I'm going to be living somewhere. Like, hopefully. This guy's
I don't know.
This guy's the worst.
I don't know what to do.
I want to like him, but I just can't. He's a fraud. He's literally the biggest fraud. He might be more of a fraud than like Bernie Madoff. The
whole Houston team.
He might be more of a fraud than Bernie Madoff. I don't even know if you know who that is.
No.
Like, biggest Ponzi scheme ever. Garrett Cole.
He was the biggest fraud on that Houston Astros team that got busted for stealing
Marwin
opposing pitching signs. Yeah, we got both of them. Unreal.
Oh man, I just kind of laugh at it. Whatever.
I like laugh, and it's like, oh, the Blue Jays are paying Ryu and Barrios, and they stink. We're paying our 5-starter $36 million. And he hasn't pitched one big game for us ever.
Well,
Fake season.
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we're doing a little something different for this next game because I feel like the episode's getting a little lengthy. You're probably like, oh, I just don't want to listen anymore. But
Nick will like this one.
stick around. Nick Albany's shout out. So we're going to do a little something different. We're going to focus on one moment, the biggest moment of the game. All right.
One player.
Jose Trevino played the game of his life. All right. Home run into the bullpen, Luke hinted at, or just straight
Almost
up said
over.
it.
I watched it again. It was almost
RBI
over the
single
bullpen.
to right field.
To tie the game late. It was
Tie
so
the game
close.
late, and then comes up in extra innings, very crazy extra innings. After IKF, his former Ranger teammate, comes up, base hit. Trevino comes up, hits the walk-off. I mean, so you're seeing him run around the bases. He's like flying. He's flying out there. And you're like kind of like wondering like what, like obviously you just hit a walk-off for the Yankees, but then you see him in the post-game interview and he's like on the verge of tears. I mean, what a story. So Jose Trevino's dad is a diehard Yankee fan. And when Jose Trevino was younger, he would put he'd put Jose in situational hitting moments where he envisioned himself, at Yankee Stadium with the winning run on base, and he's got to get the game-winning hit. And he did it tonight. And his father sadly passed away in 2013. And Trevino's walk-off hit came on his father's birthday. And actually, soon after his call-up in 2018, Trevino hit his only other walk-off on Father's Day. I mean, he plays the game for his father. And if you love the game of baseball and have a connection to it with your father, this was a moment that 100% brought a tear to your eye. Like, you might not have been watching the post-game interview, but if you heard about it, like, wow, baseball can be beautiful. It's just awesome.
It was an unreal story. And he's also from Texas, and with everything that happened in Texas, there was just a lot of
Emotions.
It was bigger than the game that night. And
Bigger than the
game.
game.
It was cool to see it. I don't know. It's like such a sad day, obviously, and it didn't change anything, but it just makes you realize how poetic the game of baseball is.
Exactly.
And I thought it was cool that Judge stayed in the dugout for Trevino's post game. Like, you
IKF too.
Yeah, you knew they knew. Yeah, because IKF was his teammate in Texas. They're probably
close. So he knew that. Gallo probably knew it. I mean, freaking Rugi probably knew.
That was cool.
Jose Trevino, and I know I joke around about it, but like, heart and soul of the Yankees, man. Pride of the Yankees. I mean, he really brings it every day. Whether he does anything or he doesn't, he does something. He may have had 8 pass balls in 1 inning against the.
That was so weird. I think
that
was Chapman's fault.
We're putting it in bed. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
It did happen. It was Chapman's.
It did happen, but it was Chapman's fault.
Yeah.
3 hits on his father's birthday. Jose Trevino, just keep doing your thing, man. Keep loving being a Yankee, because I'm gonna love you just as much. But can we talk about his numbers? So I heard on the broadcast,
he's good at baseball.
I heard about
unbelievable.
I heard about it on the broadcast that like the catcher batting average among like all catchers, the average is 217. Trevino's hitting mid 240s. And you look at his career stats and he's hitting 245 with a 659 OPS in his career. And this year he's hitting 246 with a 660.
I remember we talked about this when we traded for him.
Did.
It was like 240s, and we were both like, oh my God, I would
240,
take that
240. Yeah, he might
perfect.
not ever walk.
No,
but if he's going to play to the back of his baseball card, Jose Trevino can be a starting catcher for us. And yeah, like I can dream about Wilson Contreras every day. And Jose Trevino would be an amazing backup catcher because that's just who he is. You just punch him in. There you go. Play Contreras in left field if you want. Play Trevino like behind the plate. Now I'm still dreaming. It's fantasy baseball.
Yeah, that
Love
was
it.
A crazy dream right there.
There you go. Trevino, man, like He's he and you look at Higgy and it's like, all right, you're barely hitting 150. You lead the big leagues in pass balls. I see no reason why Jose Trevino isn't playing every day. Plain and simple.
Ben Rortvedt to be the backup.
You can platoon Trevino and Rortvedt every day, and I'd be better with that than starting Higgy every day. I knew when that guy hit 10 home runs in spring training, it was so fraudulent. I knew it. I knew that wasn't going to happen.
It was funny. I was listening to John Boy preseason when that was happening. And he's like, I was really excited when he hit like 4, but then he hit like 7. And he was like, dude, when he gets to the real thing, he's not going to hit anything. Just such a good take. Like he got too hot in spring and just outdid everything.
Greg Bird did it too, man. Like those are the guys that just.
Chris Gittens.
There you go. I mean, the only guy I can think of is freaking Chris Bryant. I mean, he hit like 13 home runs. Oh, there you go. Bobby Dahlbeck. I mean, he had a pretty good season last year. I mean, you have guys that hit well in spring training and go in the season and just have no idea what's going on. It's like, wait, we were playing baseball just 2 weeks ago. Like, what happened? So I'll talk about some more things in the game. You had Gleyber go deep twice. And a quick note about that. It's huge because he had 9 home runs in 127 games last year.
Getting that power back.
He already has 7. He's on pace for about 24, 25 home runs. But we need him to up his 275, 280, 285 on base percentage, whatever it is. That's terrible. It's fine if it's not fine, but it's fine if Trevino does it. But Gleyber, dude, your on base percentage is 276. Work a walk.
I'm gonna be glass half full on this. So he's hitting mid 230s, maybe. Yeah, exactly. With this on-base percentage, this power numbers, say he keeps the power numbers, just raises the average by 20 points and then walks like sometimes, that's a good baseball player.
Luke, it's not that easy. Because this is just what he is, though. Like, I don't. He could go on a late season tear and jump his average. I agree. Like, that could very well happen. Dude, like right now, if you were like
230
at the minimum, if someone was like, all right, Cole, I need a projection on Gleyber Torres. And I needed to give you one. I would say I would take 240.
246, 19.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to give mine.
All right. I was going to say 240 and 22 home runs. I'll take 20. And I need him to drive in 65 runs. And I need his on base percentage to be 330 at least. And it's 275 right now. And that's terrible. So that needs to change. You also had Giancarlo Stanton leave this game with right calf tightness, so we thought. But after an MRI, it's actually ankle inflammation.
So
sounds
happy
like the Yankees,
it's ankle.
Well,
that's
I'm not
so much better.
So happy it's ankle.
Inflammation because it's not a muscle.
An ankle could always flare up whenever. So
but
I get it.
Muscle.
I know it's a relief. The Yankees are relieved. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I am too.
The Yankees think that he could just spend the length of the 10 days on the IL, the 10-day IL stint, just come right back, play the outfield. But Ryan Rucco said that he talked to Boone. He said that they still plan to play him in the outfield, and they need to play him in the outfield because he just plays better when he's in the outfield. I mean, remember that? Remember when
the stats aren't even close.
It's just not close.
It's like 50 points different on average, and then you do the math with everything else, home runs, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I go back and forth on Gleyber. Just get a couple more hits. Like, it can't be that ridiculous.
Yeah, he's like,
I don't know.
He's like 4th or 5th in like multi-home run games of Yankees before the age of 26, I think. And he's up there with the names of DiMaggio, Berra, Gehrig. Like he's up there. Like he does great things, but then he also does really bad things. So he still plays like he's 19. So got to figure it out.
22 until he's 28, and then we're like, all right, what happened?
Right. So at this point, we've split the 2 games with the Orioles, and we're going to the 3rd game. You really just want to win the series against the Orioles because if you lose the series against the Orioles, you just lost 2 straight And yeah, you won this Jose Trevino game, but come on. Come on. So May 25th, JP Sears is on the mound. Tyler Wells is on the mound for Baltimore.
You
And
always
it's like,
talked about how deep we are. Here we are. JP Sears. Plugged
JP
him in.
Sears, here we go. Comes
Beautiful.
in 5 innings, no runs, 3 hits. Fantastic. If you told me,
I knew you were gonna. I knew
if
were
you
gonna
told,
do
yeah, I
this.
always do this. If you told me that Sears, I wouldn't have known who JP Sears was last year. But Sears, Marinaccio, Lucas Litke, Miguel Castro, and Clay Holmes would throw a combined shutout, I would have told you you're freaking crazy. And I don't care who we're playing against. I get it was the Orioles, but I was absolutely stunned by how
this isn't
we
this
just-
isn't all have what he's having pitching lineup.
I-
Just
you know what
way.
what just makes Garrett Cole like that much worse is when these 5 guys can go out there through a combined shutout, and you go out there and give 5 runs in 7
I
innings.
hate baseball sometimes. I really do.
I
That makes
mean-
no sense. It's oh god. We just ruined this. I was happy about what we. It's like, oh, we have JP Sears. Put him in the bullpen. We're thin on arms right now. Now I'm thinking of Garrett Cole giving up bombs again.
Yeah. All right.
Tough.
We won 2-0.
We
We won
beautiful
2-0.
pitching.
Beautiful pitching, but you know who else is beautiful? That guy Miguel Andujar.
No, your
I mean-
guy, not that guy. That's your
No,
guy.
not that guy. My guy. Not
There
that
we go.
guy. My guy. Miguel Andujar. My guy. Absolute beast. I mean, you bring him up, he's gonna do his thing. He does his thing, and now he's out in left field. Moving around all swift. He's
All right,
looking
Swift.
swift. He's like a gazelle out there. He's swift. He's moving around.
Oh my god.
He's swift. He's catching the ball in the gap, like making it look like it's nothing. He's just running over there and just like loving it. It's like whatever.
This is gonna bite you.
He
I'm
made a
telling
run.
you.
No, it will. It very much. It might.
Like,
And it's
oh,
fine because I'm willing. He's my guy. I'm just gonna talk him up. He made a running catch that night. He's just looked much better in left field. I saw him play left field 2020, 2021.
It was all that time
Oh.
in AAA. Well, you were upset he wasn't here. They were getting him reps. Now he's
Getting him reps in AAA, and then he comes in to one of the hardest left fields to play in all of baseball. And he's just manning it down, Luke. He's
Yeah,
manning
no.
it down.
Listen, if he catches the ball, I don't care.
No,
That was
thanks.
me in
Thanks,
the
Captain
outfield.
Obvious.
If you catch the ball, it doesn't matter. You're falling on your face, whatever. Catch the ball.
Okay, so he's catching the ball, and then he comes up, hits an RBI single with 2 outs, gets on first base, steals second, and number 1 prospect Adley Rutschman, who is also one of my guys. Shout out Adley, throws it into center field. We score another run. Adley's my
Beautiful.
guy.
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Come on, man.
No, dude, he gave me his autograph.
Come on.
He's my
Dude,
guy.
Everybody gave you his autograph.
No, that's not true. Adley, Bo, all of my guys. Shout out Adley and Grayson Rodriguez. All right, the Baltimore Orioles might be a problem one day, and I might be coming back to this being like, why was I saying that? He's still my guy. But thank you, Adley, for throwing the ball. So Andujar pretty much produced both runs. Think about it. RBI knock,
No, he
steal second, throw it away. We score another run. I guess
you
he was at-
have
So you want to know what Luke said to me when Gallo was up and Adley throws it into center field? He said RBI. I don't think
I
I
wasn't
was
watching the game. I was watching it on
Oh,
Game
I thought you were just joking around.
No.
that
I
was
was watching
funny.
it on Game.
Okay, you're not funny anymore.
Yes, damn, I should have. No, but Andujar, I was gonna say. Yeah, Joey Gallo's a
Joey Gallo
useless.
RBI throws it in the center field.
But-
There's your RBI.
You always Andujar is one of your guys that just completely passes the eye test when he's in the box. Every time he comes up, I think he's gonna get a hit.
Yeah.
And
And the
we
thing
need
is,
that.
he's always in an 0-2 count. He's just
Yeah,
always
'cause he's
swinging.
never gonna. No, yeah, he's never gonna walk.
But the thing is, he hits his way on at a big number. He'll walk. But it's just like it's not going to be as much. But he'll hit his way on. Like he's a good hitter.
He's a hitter.
He's not
he's a hitter.
Glaber. Glaber.
He's a
no.
professional hitter.
He'll
for
walk
sure.
just as much as Glaber, but he'll hit 50 points higher or 40
Yeah,
points
so
higher.
like,
whatever.
why can't Glaber get 20? It's so annoying.
I don't know.
We're
don't know.
decide the point. Miguel Andujar is a spark.
2-0 win. We beat the
need
Red
guys
Hot
to get the rally
Birds.
going. We need the guys to get the rallies going. I've been saying that. He's a guy. He'll just hit a ball hard, he'll win down the line for a double, and it could get everyone going.
You know what? I'm feeling good. We're recording this on May 26th, and I want to talk about tonight's game against the Rays because I'll talk about it briefly. Nestor Cortez is awesome. I love him. I love watching him. He's must-watch TV. He's literally he might quite literally be the best pitcher in the American League, and it's really funny because
especially when you have the big three on offense.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the big three.
I know. Who is the big three?
Marwin
Matt
was the
Carpenter,
second one.
Marwin.
Yep. Matt Carpenter worked a great.
Oh no. Carpenter, Marwin, Judge.
Leadoff Judge.
Okay,
Hicks
so
got scratched.
all right. We're getting
What a
ahead.
mess.
But Andujar tonight put the ball in play, and he hit it hard. Like, he put it in play. If that doesn't happen, different game.
He hot dogged it to first base, though.
He did. He really did. But, all right, we said Matt Carpenter's name. You're probably like, what's going on? Yankees signed Matt Carpenter, major league deal. Matt Carpenter hit 990 in OPS in a bunch of AAA games this year. He opted out of AAA because that's what you can do when you're a veteran. Came and played for the Yankees. Probably, he's played for the Cardinals and the Yankees, two of the most well-respected organizations all baseball. It's cool to see. I'm a fan of Matt Carpenter, 3-time All-Star. If he's going to give us his best Jay Bruce impression, whatever, we move on. We also picked up Shane Green, who I think Matt Blake's just going to totally transform. I really do.
Faith in Matt Blake.
So much faith. He does not get enough credit.
I see any name, I'm like, perfect.
If we win the World Series, that guy might get 10 rings. And because think about it, like, he made a bunch of these guys. And Shane Green, 23
Trevino with the framing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yep, there you go. Shane Green last year, 23 innings, 14 walks, 6 home runs. He didn't know where the ball was going. He comes in this year. There's 2 scoreless innings for the Dodgers. They cut him. So now we pick him up, a former Yankee, former starter. I believe we traded him for Martin Prado long time ago. It's a long time ago.
That's wow.
Wow. Didn't think I could get that one.
I didn't think we'd be talking about Martin Prado today. I can't lie to you.
I was a big Prado guy.
He was cool.
He was cool. But Shane Green, I mean, he had some really good years. Like, I'm talking sub 3 ERA years. If he could come back and like give us sub 3.5, like, by any means, I'll take it. And he's cheap, affordable.
We need anything right now.
We didn't have to give up anything. Right. And you're just leading into my next point. Thank you, Luke. But before we get to my next point, I'd like to say that this episode is brought to you by Z89. Tune into 89.1 FM if you're in the central New York area, or turn up Z89 on your iHeartRadio app. You can listen to the Monument Bar podcast on Z89.com, Z89online.com, as well as YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. The thing is, like, we've got 2 guys that I think have really contributed to the bullpen. One's a little weird. One I really like. I'll start with the weird one, Domingo Germán, and maybe not the bullpen, but he showed last year. He showed they put him in the bullpen in like July, like right before the All-Star break. And I know he pitched the game against Houston what'd you just do? I know he pitched the game against Houston. Something weird.
Yeah, I just hit my tooth.
He pitched the game against Houston. They like left him in a little too long. What?
I turned it off.
The Euro game.
Italy
Yeah, we're not talking
Euros.
about this. We're not talking about this. It'll just get worked up. But
And they didn't even make the World Cup.
Whatever. Domingo Germán, he's got the stuff out of the bullpen where it's like he throws a lot of stuff that moves, and he can throw mid-90s. Now, if we have Germán and we can just like use him as a long man, that's fine. I don't know if we can keep Germán and King on the team at the same time, but right now we need Germán on the team to make starts.
Definitely.
Starts
like
every once in a while,
McKay.
Whatever. A week and a half ago, a guy that I loved watching pitch last year for, I think, like 10 days, and then he was just gone. Steven Riddings. This guy is Chad Green, but with 100. And he's 6'7", former chemistry teacher. He's going to come in, he's going to outthink you, and he's just going to blow it by you. And I love watching him pitch because his stuff is electric. I think he could really add to the
definition of a
bullpen.
live arm.
What?
He's a definition of a live arm.
Right, and we need
where
one
it
of those
doesn't
right now.
Look like he's even trying that hard, and he's just
right. It's effortless. We need that right now. We called up Banuelos today.
we have
DFA
David
Rob
McKay.
Brantley. We said JP Sears back down, Florial back down. But we need a live arm, and obviously, like Riddings is an acquisition. Like that would be an acquisition in my book because it's just like someone you didn't already have that wasn't already on the team currently. Bring in Riddings, maybe a Herman for a spot start every once in a while, like the other night with Sears, like Herman. As long as he keeps the ball in the yard. Riddings.
Need innings. We just need innings.
And, we'll talk about this. I mean, especially with the series against the Rays, we have to go down and play 4 games. We already won the first one. We'll talk more about it next episode. Massive. But now we have a 5.5 game lead. If we can take 3 out of 4, we have a 7.5 game lead on the Rays?
6.5 if we win 3.
6.5?
Yeah, because we would win 2.
Yeah. 6.5. I mean, that's
we'd get through 4 games at the Trop.
4 games at the Trop, and then they gotta come and play at Yankee Stadium.
Complete disaster.
Yeah, I guess. No, yeah, you're right. No, like if somehow we
lose to them all the time.
If somehow this bunch took 3 out of 4, I would be astounded. And realistically, let's get a split though.
Yeah,
like Nestor Yarbrough's out of the way. You get Tyone versus Spring. Springs has looked really good this year.
We need to get to Spring. It's because Cole Kluber.
Cole Kluber is going to be a weird one where it's like, all right,
that's not good.
Who knows? It's one of those games where it's like, who knows? Kluber could stink. Kluber could be really good. Cole could stink. Very well could happen. Cole could be pretty good. The pitching matchup I'm looking most forward to is Severino versus McClanahan. Severino versus McClanahan is
let's just roll. That's one of the games where you're just like, all right, roll it.
If with this lineup, maybe we'll get back DJ in the last game. Maybe we'll get back Donaldson. Not really sure. Probably not.
How that works.
If somehow this bunch can win 2 more games, I would be out of my mind. Like then we get to play the Angels, whatever. Detroit. The Angels are good, but it's fine. I just think 3 out of 4 would be awesome with this bunch. Like this team right now struggling with injuries, and our lineup today was horrid.
Andujar went from AAA to our 4-hitter in a week.
See.
Oh, I know. No, his bat's incredible.
I know, and so is his glove.
All right, relax. We just didn't know Hicks and Gallo were going to be this bad.
Oh, and Hicks is now hurt. We didn't even mention that.
That's so phantom. Yeah, he got scratched. Is the hamstring. I mean, I believe it the way he jogs to the ball. Like it looks like his hamstring's hurting, but we just.
All right, no more Aaron Hicks rants. We've been on here for a while, but I feel like this was like a very productive episode. We had to talk about a lot. We'll try to get more episodes out, faster. But with the Yankees playing so many games in so many days, it's so hard to like sit down in like at the end of a series and just like figure out like, all right,
we're still learning.
We're still learning. We're still figuring stuff out. We still got to get stuff out. Hopefully it all comes together and, we'll be here to talk about it, but
real quick, let's check the line for tomorrow. See if we're favored or not, because that's usually an indicator. We were favored going into this game, and it was like kind of a head scratcher with the lineup, but we pulled through. We are not.
I mean, yeah.
We're plus 100, minus 120, the Rays. Okay.
Slam that if you're 21. So thank you guys all for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. if you're still listening, thank you.
Yeah, it's just a long one.
The long one, social media links in the description. Check us out on TikTok, Monument Bark Pod. We've got 100 followers there. Follow the TikTok. TikTok's where it's at. Love TikTok. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you guys sometime in the near future.
Thank you.
Peace.